Crossing the Urubamba River, heading back to Aguas Calientes to board the train out of there to Ollantaytambo at 4:45 that afternoon. We looked forward to the panoramic views of this narrow valley through which the train would travel. Some entertainment in the coach, followed by a fashion show. Shortly after this point, the train came to a standstill. The locomotive was simply unable to pull the coaches up the slope. Another locomotive had to be called for, and after a delay of 1.5 hours, we were finally on our way again to Ollantaytambo to board the bus back to Cusco. Cusco in its day was the capital of the Inca Empire, with the same kind of interlocking rock walls to be found there as seen there during our visit to Sacsayhauman, or the fortress of the Royal Falcon, a citadel on the northern outskirts of Cusco. At an altitude of over 12,000 feet, breathing remained an issue here. In the words of the Spanish chronicler Pedro Cieza de Leon, who wrote in 1553, "And in these walls there were stones so large and mighty that it tired the judgment to conceive how they could have conveyed and placed, and who could have had sufficient power to shape them, seeing that among these people there are so few tools. All the stones are laid and joined with such delicacy. They display a precision of cutting and fitting that is unmatched in the Americas, enabling these walls to survive devastating earthquakes. Estimates of the weight of the largest limestone block range from 128 to 200 tons. The stones were moved 35 kilometers from Rumicolca." After Sacsayhauman, we visited a clothing shop where we could also get close up to llamas, alpacas and vicuñas, whose fur is used to produce the most exquisite garments and woven cloth. The softest of these four is from the vicuña. Some examples of the intricate weaving. The Santo Domingo convent and church were built on top of the foundations of the Inca Temple of the Sun, called Coricancha, which was destroyed and looted by the Spanish, This is a model of what the Coricancha consisted of which only a few rooms remain to be seen today. Our guide explained how the walls of the rooms were built with inward-leaning walls and trapezoidal niches, windows and doorways, so as to withstand the frequent earthquakes that occur. As with other similar structures, the trapezoidal niches, windows and doorways have an 86-degree angle at their bases. Cori means golden and concha means structure or walls. So it is that Coricancha is referred to as a golden temple, where the walls were clad with gold, similar to this plate, reflecting the sunlight all over, and the top of the perimeter wall of the Temple of the Sun was also covered with gold. The Spanish removed all of this, melted the pieces down and sent the gold back to Spain, together with many items of value. The only item that remains is this gold altar star map, and thus the only record from the original Inca population. Thereafter, during the colonial times, many of the Inca constructions of the Coricancha were covered on their interior side with plaster and mural paintings, of which only this detail survives. The area below the Coricancha and convent seems to be a popular spot for wedding photos. Paying a visit to the local market is usually an interesting thing. As mentioned before, the food in Peru was excellent. Given the good quality of vegetables, one can see why. Peru has over 3,000 different kinds of potato. This looks like a prawn sausage. Looking down from the steps of the Cusco Cathedral onto the Plaza de Armas in the heart of the city, and the statue of Pachacutic, one of the most important emperors of the Tahuantinsuyo. That evening we walked to the Morena restaurant located on that same square, the Plaza de Armas. The street scene opposite our lodgings in the Casa Andina, when we gathered the next morning for our departure to the Amazon.